I think we are live. Let's test this out, make sure. Hello everyone joining the stream. If you can hear me, please leave a comment just so I can get confirmation that everything's working appropriately here. I think it is, but just want to double check. Welcome everybody. Getting ready for phase 2 of the NHL Draft Lottery. Thank you, John, for confirmation. I appreciate that. I always like to make sure we don't have technical problems because it seems like we always do. Just bear with me here, get a few settings set up here so we can get the stream going, put it out on Twitter. All right, so we're just a few moments away here from the Sportsnet broadcast. Getting underway here. There we are. All right, let's see here. Oh, the volume's quiet, is it? Could be just me. Oh, is that a little bit better? I have the microphone loud as it'll go, so I hope it's good, but I know I've been having trouble with my mic today, so. Draft lottery, there we go, boom, save. All right, thank you, Andre, perfect. Please no Toronto, Pittsburgh, or Edmonton. I think we're going to hear that a lot as we go through here. I mean, obviously, those are the teams that probably need him the least. There we go. All right, just bear with me here while we get this all out to go to shareable link. So who's everybody hoping gets the first pick tonight? Obviously, it's going to be a big evening. Not something we expected to see, but hey, it's 2020. Nothing's like we expected, right? Wonder how long we're going to have to wait. Do you think any team would even consider picking Byfield for? Well, there was rumors that there was some, but highly doubtful. I think it's 99.9% chance that Alexis Lafreniere is the first overall selection. All right, just bear with me. I'm just sending this out on Twitter so we can hopefully get some more viewers. All right, there we go. Draft lottery. There we are. NHL Draft. All right, the Sportsnet broadcast is just getting underway here. Boom, there we go. All right. Boom. All right, welcome to some more people here joining the stream. Thanks for joining me here. Obviously, big evening in the NHL for the NHL Draft Lottery Phase 2. First time we've ever had this. Obviously, we have 8 teams in the running for first overall. Some teams that really are surprising to be involved in this, including the Oilers, Penguins, and Leafs. And, of course, you have some other teams as well, like the Minnesota Wild, the Florida Panthers. Nashville's in there as well, so they could certainly all use some more offense. You get the Winnipeg Jets, who I wouldn't have predicted at the beginning of the year to be in there as well, but they are. They could certainly use another boost. Of course, they, along with Toronto, had high picks not all that long ago in the NHL lottery, in the Matthews draft, where we had Matthews line and go 1-2. I know a lot of people seem to be talking about Minnesota being the most needy here. I guess we'll see, but all of these teams have an equal weighted chance of 12.5%, so it's not like one has better odds than anything. So clearly, it's going to be a very interesting night where Lafreniere goes. I know a lot of us had kind of predicted that perhaps he would go to a team like Montreal, but obviously that did not happen. Montreal decided they had other things to do for the NHL playoffs here. So, can I show the game? No, yes. Good one, Brandon. Gotcha. No, you know that. If anybody's joining the stream with the hopes of watching the live actual footage of the draft lottery, that's not going to happen. Where am I? Canada, States, or Scandinavia? I am in Canada on the East Coast. Definitely not anywhere else. I'm 100% Canadian. Let's get into the team that deserves them the most and most fair, Florida. Well, Florida certainly does deserve an opportunity, for sure. Florida, Minnesota, probably two of the... Well, Florida, I don't know. Like, they had some pretty good offensive numbers this year. Winnipeg would be another one. Just bear with me here just a second. I'm just going to maybe change the lighting here a little bit, make sure you guys can see me well. There we are. That'll help a little bit. There. A little bit better. Not perfect, but... Leafs love burning money. That they do. That they do. Does Winnipeg trade liner Ehlers? Maybe. Wouldn't surprise it if they make some kind of trade, irregardless, to be completely honest. I mean, if anybody's in here that's new to the channel as well, don't forget to subscribe so you can stick around for more content. Of course, I post content every single day. We're starting to do more live streams here through the 2020 playoffs. And give me that like on that video as well. I'd like to know that you're having a good time enjoying the commentary, having a good time in the chat here with all these other wonderful people joining us for this NHL Draft Lottery Phase 2. Of course, I'm not sure how long the NHL is going to drag this out and how long we're going to have here before we get some actual action here on the screen. So I guess we'll just keep on chatting until we do. Lafreniere is a left wing. If the Pens get a top pick, where do they play him? I guess they probably have to see how training camp goes, but he certainly would be in the top 6 for sure. I know they have Gensel and Zucker. Maybe one of those guys tries to play their off wing. I mean, it's a good problem to have, right? It's a tough call. I'm not sure what they do. Not sure. So, obviously, we've got, I think it looks like 57 people here in the stream so far. We're waiting for the NHL to kick off their festivities. Sportsnet's just doing some chatting here right now. Obviously, they're talking about all the different teams on who's eligible. You get Elliot Friedman and Brian Burke so far. Having a little talk here, so we'll see. Leafs make my skin crawl. I know Toronto's one of those fan bases. They have a huge fan base. A lot of people love them, but those who don't seem to not like them very much at all. Yes, the Rangers. I didn't mention the Rangers and the other teams I was talking about. They're another one here who just missed out and certainly have a pretty good prospect pool, so I don't know. They could use them, but I'm not sure that they need them as badly as some of the other teams here for sure. No problem. Ask any questions you want. I'll give you my opinions. I'll do my best. As long as the chat doesn't get too crazy, we'll do our best to keep up. But obviously, if you're joining us here, we're live for the NHL Draft Lottery Phase 2 reaction. We're waiting for Sportsnet to kick off the festivities. Of course, the program has started, but we're nowhere near, by the looks of it, to have the actual unveiling to get underway here as of yet. They've now gone to commercial. Again, if you're new to the stream here, hit that like button for me. Shows me you're having a good time. It shows me that you're having... obviously enjoying the stream here, which is good. And obviously it also, keeps us engaged, which is going to help promote the stream to plenty of other new viewers. So we just gained a bunch of new viewers here as well. So welcome to the stream. Welcome to the NHL Draft Lottery Phase 2 live reaction, Top Shelf Hockey. Of course, smash that like button for me. Make sure it lets me know you're having a good time. And hit that subscribe button if you're new so you stick around. Plenty more streams coming through the playoffs. And, of course, daily content as well with all the happenings and goings on around the NHL. We'll keep you informed. Lots of great hockey talk. Of course, I'm working on my NHL bracket challenge. Videos with the predictions have been recorded just not long before the stream started. So that will certainly get underway and get posted likely sometime this evening after the stream is over. So obviously, stay tuned and take a look out for that. And of course, I hope you'll join the bracket challenge and submit your brackets as well so we can have some fun here as a community. Let's see here. Let's take a look at the chat. Should Toronto trade the pick and CC's contract for another first and 2 top 4D in a process? Whoa, geez, wow. Ambitious trade offer. I'm not sure they can pull that off, but they could consider trading the pick. I mean, we know that they desperately need defense after what happened here. I mean, at the same time, though, their offense let them down. I think the Leafs would be more likely to trade one of their high-powered forwards to invest in some D, in my opinion. Who do I want to win? Well, to be honest, it doesn't matter. I would honestly like to see Pittsburgh, Edmonton, or Toronto not win just because I really don't think they need him as much as the other teams. So, I mean, at the end of the day here, I'm completely unbiased and makes no difference to me, but I'd like to see a team who really needs them really come in and be lucky enough to get that first overall selection and be a franchise-changing moment. Because as we know, these first overall picks, in Lafreniere's case, will be a franchise-altering player. I mean, if you take a look at the last 10 first-round picks, he's probably... he's not McDavid level. He's certainly probably not Austin Matthews level, but he's probably right up there in the top. If I had to rank the last 10 picks where he would fit, I'd probably put him up around 4 or 5. Right now, I mean, obviously things change as you learn more about the player and as you see their development, but that's where I'd put him right now. So certainly, my team is Ottawa. Don't need to feel sorry for me. I'm used to the pain. The last couple of years have been rough since they had the 2017 run. So. Obviously, I don't have a horse in this race, but we have picks 3 and 5, so lots to be excited about for future Senators land. But until they get a new owner, I have some concerns that things aren't going to improve drastically. Edmonton wins the lottery, ruins another. Well, I don't know. They've had some good ones. I mean, they haven't capitalized on all of them, that's for certain. Worst contract from every position? Oh, that's a big, loaded question, Santeri. I do appreciate the question, and it's certainly one that I'd love to answer, but that could take a lot of time. Goaltender, probably Sergei Bobrovsky right now. I'm not sure anybody wants that. Defenseman, maybe Drew Doughty. Actually, maybe I can get through this faster than I want. Worst forward contract. Ooh, obviously there's more of them than the other positions. That's a tough question. I don't know. There's a lot of potential candidates in that one. I'll have to give that one some more thought. Maybe Louis Eriksson, but although he's getting near the end of it, but. Who would you compare Lafreniere to? It's a tough question. I mean, right now, he kind of has a little bit of Alexander Ovechkin in him in a way. Like, he's not afraid to be physical. He's obviously, not a huge guy, but he's got decent size, very offensively gifted. He's kind of a mix of a few different players around the league. But at the same time, kind of unique at the same time. Like I said, he's not going to be like an Austin Matthews or a Connor McDavid. He's not a center. He's a winger. But he can be I think he can have the same kind of impact, we'll say, as similar to an Ovechkin, as being a winger that you can build your franchise around. It really be a defining moment here. So we're up to 70-plus viewers now in the stream. So if you're new here, welcome. Welcome to the NHL Draft Lottery Phase 2 live reaction here at Top Shelf Hockey. Hit that like button for me. It lets me know you're having fun. And if you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe and stick around. There'll be plenty more live streams coming up throughout these playoffs and daily content to boot. So obviously... good place to be if you're a hockey fan, for sure. Try to keep everybody informed and on the up and up. Do you think this play in the lottery is just for this year or permanent? Well, it's going to depend. I think it's been very successful, and they could consider it. I'm not sure that there's going to be a lot of love for it from the league side. I don't know. I mean, I'd like to see it, though. It's been really exciting and a lot of fun. So I think they should at least consider it, but difficult to say. Could you see Crosby and Lafreniere? That would be awesome. And yes, it very well could happen. There's a 1 in 8 chance. So absolutely. If Minnie gets the pick, do you think they play? No, probably not. I guess not, just because they probably want to spread around the youth with some experience. But Minnesota could be an interesting team to watch if they are fortunate here with the tonight's lottery. Yeah, Jeff Skinner. I mean, that does look bad right now, but I think he has an ability more so than a lot of forwards to bounce back. Can Kaprizov play the right wing? I'm not sure, to be honest. I mean, a lot of wingers can play their offside. I'm not sure if he's actually done it in competent, like, in live competitive situations. But Leafs should trade Tavares for Crosby. Yeah. All right, looks like we're getting ready to have some action here with the draft lottery. So just hold on here while we wait for Sportsnet's. Oh baby, here we go. All right, so they're showing us the lottery balls. Okay, so obviously in this case, because it's all weighted, it's a little bit different scenario. So all 8 lottery balls are going into the little machine they use here for the draw. All right, everyone, we're getting close here. They're probably going to drag this out a little longer. I'm sure the NHL is famous for getting more commercial ads in there, making us wait. But they're showing us each team's lottery ball going in, I guess, to give us that live confirmation that they're actually in there. A little bit more transparent than Phase 1, I'll give you that. It's always done behind closed doors, and they just reveal everything. So I'm not sure how much they're going to give us here. But is Lafreniere more of a playmaker or a sniper? To be honest, he's a bit of both. He's a guy who can be a solid passer and score plenty of goals. Leaf fan, please sell. Yes, I understand, Stefano. I'm sure last night was not a fun evening. If the Oilers win, they should. Yeah, you know what? I think some of these teams could absolutely consider trading the pick. They could get quite a haul in return. Absolutely. All right, we got some new viewers here in the stream. NHL Draft Lottery Phase 2 is coming up here very shortly. Sportsnet showing us the right now the fact that they're putting in the lottery balls for each of the 8 teams. So give me a like on the video if you're having a good time and interested to see who's going to win this. And, of course, subscribe to the channel if you are new as well. Certainly going to be an interesting evening here in the NHL. Nashville Predators ball is going into the lottery machine here. I don't know how long we're going to drag this out. Where can you watch? Well, I know here in Canada it's broadcast on Sportsnet. I would assume in the States between NHL Network or NBC, but I can't be certain on that. Thanks, Phil. I appreciate the comment. Certainly going to give you my best to be unbiased and, try to be neutral as possible with everything hockey related. I really don't like to show my allegiance too much because obviously that's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to just to be a fan and to give you my honest takes and opinions. The Rangers win the draft. Well, you never know. I regardless of who wins, I think there's a chance they call Ottawa and see if they want to swap 1 for 2. I mean, to get 3 and 5 for 1, I mean, I don't know. There's a few teams, though, probably wouldn't, but some of them for sure. NBC Sportsnet, there you go. NHL Network or NBC. So for those of you in the U.S. looking to catch the TV feed here, it's on NBC and NHL Network. In Canada, we're on Sportsnet. We have some more viewers jumping in now. We're up to 86, I believe it is, in the chat here. So welcome, everybody. If you're newly joining the stream, we're watching the NHL Draft Lottery. We're still waiting for the unveiling here. They're putting the lottery balls in the machine as we speak, which is something that we don't usually always get to see. So obviously, give me a like in the video if you're having a good time and anxious to find out who wins. And of course, subscribe if you're new to the channel as well. We're up to 29 likes so far on the video. Of course, we'd like to get that up much higher before we're all said and done. So if you're in the chat, you're here already and you haven't already done so, go ahead and give a like. All right, so all the lottery balls are in. It looks like they're going to end up mixing them all up here now. Certainly a different way of doing things. This is something that they don't always show us. Oh, here we go. I'm not sure how long we're going to have to wait here, but we're getting close. The balls are in there. They're all bouncing around. Phase 2 is getting close to being revealed. John, which D-man do the Wild trade? Ooh, tough question. I don't know. I honestly thought before they might consider trading Dumba, but now I don't know. I think he means too much to them. It's hard to say. I mean, Spurgeon's a great defenseman, but at the same time, that contract they gave him, I don't know. A little long, a little rich for me, but. Yes, indeed, Phil. Good move. Give the man a like. So, The Rangers win the first overall selection? The New York Rangers! Ladies and gentlemen, they did not make us wait long at all. Holy wow, the Rangers are getting Alexis Lafreniere in the Big Apple. Can you believe that? Lafreniere and Kako. Woo! That draft, holy cow. The Rangers have an incredibly deep prospect pool here. You got Kako, Kravtsov, and now Lafreniere. That is ridiculous. I guess nobody's going to complain about Toronto, Edmonton, and Pittsburgh. Wow. It's the Rangers. Holy jumpins'. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. The Rangers have just won first overall. If you're new here to the stream, wow. Panair and Kako Lafreniere. This is ridiculous. Obviously, the Rangers had a poor qualifying round series against Carolina, but I dare say this will make them feel a little bit better. Holy jumpins'. I guarantee you for the NHL, they're happy he went to a big market, though, because obviously that helps them drive a lot of ticket sales, and it helps them drive, obviously, gets a lot of attention on them being in a big market like that. The Rangers didn't have any draft lottery luck until last year when they got Kako. Now, holy jumpins'. That is insane. Wow. The New York Rangers have just won first overall. Alexis Lafreniere, more than likely, going to be wearing the Rangers uniform. That's crazy. Woo! Best day in history. If you're a Rangers fan, you have cause for celebration, my friends. That is ridiculous. So now that means that we already knew picks 2 through 8. It means the Minnesota Wild will pick number 9. The Jets will go number 10. Predators at 11. Panthers at 12. The Carolina will have Toronto's pick after that. And then, holy wow. That is crazy. Oh, hold on here. We're having Sportsnet that seems to have run into some technical difficulties. The feed on the television is just cut out here. Just bear with me. I think we're back. There we go. Yep. They just switched over from NHL Network to the Sportsnet guy. Holy jumpins'. What does everybody think? The New York Rangers. That's insane. This is quite the booby prize, a bonus opportunity for losing in the play-in series. That's crazy, but like I said, at least you knew the people were going to be reacting and complaining if it was Pittsburgh, Toronto, or Edmonton. They've had more recent opportunities. Pittsburgh hasn't had it since Crosby, but still, they got 3 cups in the last decade, or just over the last decade. So, who won, Daniel? If you're just joining the stream, the New York Rangers have won first overall. They did this in a very transparent way. All 8 teams had their lottery ball go in the machine. We saw each one enter. We witnessed the actual machine doing its thing, and then boom, Rangers get drawn out. Absolutely crazy. I know because all the other teams will go in order here. So Minnesota will be picking 9. Rangers have an opportunity to create a really special group of players here and be like a powerhouse for years to come. The New York Rangers had a 12.5% chances like the other 7 teams. And they are now first overall. Alexis Lafreniere will be in the Big Apple. That is ridiculous. But great for the New York Rangers. The last 2 years, they've done well, extremely well with their luck in the lottery. With Kako, and now with Lafreniere. I mean, they tore things down. This rebuild has gone relatively well, relatively quick, I must say. And wow. The New York Rangers, first overall. Absolutely crazy. Hello, welcome to the stream. Obviously, the numbers are starting to drop now that we know the Rangers are first overall. What a reaction. This is crazy. Now, Islanders fan nightmare, you got it. Anybody in the Metro Division. Really, like if you're Pittsburgh, if you're the Islanders, if you're the Carolina Hurricanes, like, is that not crazy or what? Absolutely insane. They get Igor Shesterkin in the net. You've got some great young defenders led by Adam Fox, Tony D, Jacob Trouba. They're all young and exciting defensemen. Now you've got another massive weapon in the forward arsenal. They just signed Panarin long term. Zibanejad's been tearing it up. Lafreniere now goes. You get Kravtsov. You get Kreider long term. They get a good mix there of some veterans. I mean, although their vets didn't play great in this play-in series, but still, absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Wow. Congratulations, New York Rangers. I think you just got one heck of a whole lot better with one lottery draw. That's crazy. It is. It's absolutely insane. Insane, everybody. Holy jumpers. If you're just joining us and you haven't seen the news yet, the New York Rangers have won first overall. They've won the Lafreniere Sweepstakes. He'll be playing with the likes of Capo Caco or Tammy Panarin, Mika Zibanejad, Chris Kreider, Vitaly Kravtsov, Adam Fox, Shesterkin, and more. That team is going to be stacked. It will not be long at all before the Rangers take some massive steps forward. Absolutely crazy. Yes, indeed. The Rangers, wow. Holy cow. That is crazy. Fastest rebuild ever? Well, it could be. I mean, they're absolutely, obviously some fortunate luck there, but at the same time, absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. What's everybody thinking here so far? I mean, our round one of action gets underway tomorrow night, or actually tomorrow afternoon, sorry. Columbus and Tampa will be your first game of the round one action starting tomorrow at 3 o'clock Eastern Time. Yeah, they've done the last couple of years. They've been absolutely crazy. Wow. I know there's some big-time Rangers fans I know that are probably extremely pleased right now. Kind of was hoping for Minnesota. Minnesota will pick ninth. And you know what, though? At 9, even Minnesota's going to get a good player. Absolutely. Wow. So we still have 55 people here in the stream. If you're joining us and you haven't already done so, hit that like button for me. Let me know what your thoughts are on the New York Rangers winning first overall. Phase 2 of the draft lottery has been completed. I wasn't sure how the NHL was going to drag this out for television purposes, but they didn't waste any time. Rugged English, hello, my man. Thanks for joining us. You know what? It would have been great to see a Canadian team like Winnipeg or somebody get it, but obviously destiny suggested otherwise, and he's off to the Big Apple. Yes, the Rangers have Igor Shesterkin, and he's going to be darn good long term. Vancouver will have a tough time against the Blues, but absolutely. Dave T, thank you. You're welcome, man. Thanks for joining the stream. Appreciate it. Appreciate the kind words. I agree, Rugged English. Edmonton, Toronto, Pittsburgh would have caused chaos. I think there would have been a lot of people upset, but obviously with the Leafs losing last night, I think if they would have won today, there would have been a lot of Maple Leaf hate. But unfortunately, fortunately for them, that's not going to happen. Unfortunately, though, I guess you could say that they didn't get the pick. I don't know. All right, thank you for joining us. You're welcome. Thanks for joining the stream. I guess we have all of our information now. The Rangers are the first overall lucky recipients for the 2020 NHL Draft and have won the Alexis Lafreniere Sweepstakes. It'll be interesting to see if they even remotely consider trading that pick. There's multiple teams in the draft with multiple picks, like the Sens and Doubles each have 3 picks apiece. Carolina's going to have a high pick because of the Maple Leafs pick that they got. Obviously, that was going to go to Carolina as long as it wasn't in the top 10, I believe, and they're going to be 13. So Carolina will get that selection. Absolutely crazy. So the Florida Panthers, we're going to have Minnesota go 9, Winnipeg 10, Nashville 11, Florida 12, Carolina via Toronto at 13, Oilers at 14, Pittsburgh at 15. Yeah, you know what? It's a good point on Minnesota and Nashville. Like, he may not have succeeded as much there. Now, they're interviewing Lafreniere. Let's see what he has to say. So Lafreniere is being interviewed right now. Hello, welcome to the stream. Our numbers are starting to dip down here. Of course, we already have our results. We're just kind of hanging around, having a little chat here. Obviously, where does Calgary draft? Well, we don't know yet. That depends on the playoffs. Yes, indeed, Phil. So we'll have to wait and stay tuned for that. The teams that are still in the playoffs will be picking depending on how they're eliminated. Wow. I can't believe the Rangers win. That's absolutely insane. So again, if you're new to the stream, or if you haven't already done so, give the stream a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Stick around for more streams coming up here. We'll probably be doing some more streams later in the week once round 1 kicks off here, which starts tomorrow. Yes, hello, welcome, Princess Flora. The Rangers have won first overall. And yes, the Leafs pick is officially in the hands of the Carolina Hurricanes to complete that Patrick Marleau trade from last offseason, where they basically bought him and bought him out, I should say, and then moved him on. So yes, the Leafs are picking, I believe it works out that they pick 13. Rangers are a good spot for him. He does look pretty happy, and he should be. He's going to a real exciting up-and-coming team. Flyers are going to drop the Stanley. You know what? I wouldn't put it past them. Flyers are unbelievable. That is crazy. Yes, Carolina does have the Toronto pick due to the Patrick Marleau trade. So that pick will, unfortunately, although the Leafs could have kept it if they would have won first overall, because it was protected. There was some protection on that pick. However, it's not top 10. I think it was top 10 or was it top? I can't remember what the protection was, but it's not top 3, not top 10. So where it's 13th, Carolina will receive the pick. Wow. All right, so I know some of you are just joining the stream, but we're getting ready to wrap things up here in the next couple minutes. We'll just stick around, answer a few more questions, chat with you guys a little bit here, and then we'll move on. We got some other videos coming tonight. There's going to be a playoff prediction video coming later this evening, so stay tuned for that. We completed the bracket challenge. We have a bracket challenge as well set up for the channel as well, which I'll discuss further in tonight's video, so stay tuned for that. Yes, top 10, I guess it was. I couldn't remember. What are the chances the Leafs break up their core, and if they do, who would go? Well, I think they need to invest in some defense, but at the same time, it wasn't the defense that really cost them the series. I mean, their offensive guns didn't come through. They had a poor shooting percentage, which maybe was just bad luck to a degree, but there's certainly, I don't know, the Leafs need to make some changes 100%, but I don't know what they do, to be honest. Somebody in their top 4 or 5 forwards likely does get moved, but where was Kasperi Kapanen? He didn't have a great series, in my opinion. Who won, Samuel? If you're just new here, the Rangers have won first overall. Is there any NHL winger 14? Probably not NHL ready, no. I would say that they're going to probably have a good shot at getting a decent player, but somebody who's going to need some seasoning and development. You never know. I mean, maybe the Rangers... I'm curious to see where Askarov, the Russian goalie, goes. I mean, he's highly touted. Very well could go top 10, but... Fire Dubas and fire Shanahan. Probably not going to happen. I don't know if... But you know what, though? The Leafs constructed a team that they thought was going to be successful, and ultimately it wasn't. So, I know from a Leafs fan's perspective, was signing John Tavares a mistake at this point? I mean, not that he's been a bad player, because Tavares has been good. I really like Tavares, but maybe they should have taken that big contract. They could have invested in multiple defensemen for like $5-6 million a piece, along with Morgan Riley, and really they wouldn't have had to trade Kadri for Barrie. They would have went a different route here. They could have had a different looking team and might be built and structured different and could have had a better chance, but we'll see. Askarov, yes. Askarov is the top-rated goalie in the draft and expected to be a top 10 selection by many people. Gorton did work with the Bruins previously, yes he did, and he did have a lot of a big hand in their players developing for sure because they were involved in the draft quite a bit. I know Peter Chiarelli gets a lot of the credit for a lot of those guys, but he kind of walked into some of the work already being done. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like the money they committed to Tavares really hampered them from being able to improve other areas of the team, like the blue line. So, obviously, I know Leaf fans were ecstatic when the signing happened, and it seemed like a brilliant move at the time. And I'm not saying that it wasn't. It just now that we can look back after a couple of years and not seeing the team really progress forward, do we think it's fair to say that maybe they should have went a different direction? Askarov to the Wings. Well, they might take him at 4. I could see that. Not necessarily for sure, but it's a possibility. Would Leonard sign at Edmonton? I think Leonard's going to want a long-term deal. And I think for him, he's worked on one-year deals now for a while. He's bounced around a bit. I think he's going to be willing to talk to anybody who's willing to commit to him. Carolina in the East, Tampa. Oh, absolutely, Andre. I mean, you become a victim of your own success. If you get all these prospects, they're not all going to become long-term Rangers. Absolutely. They could very well end up using someone to be trade bait to be more of a quickly contender type of deal, or maybe they move out some veterans to make room for them. Like there's certainly going to be moves to be made for sure. Wow. I still can't believe the Rangers got the pick. That's crazy. Who do you think Habs will sign in the offseason? I don't know. I think Montreal, I don't see them making a lot of signings. I can see them making a few trades. But I think we're going to be able to better answer that question when their season's over, obviously. I think they've seen some progress here. I think they probably wouldn't mind some extra help on the blue line. And it's going to be interesting to see what they do in the forward. I wouldn't be surprised to see Bergevin hollow that offer sheet again. But at the same time, I don't know. He's going to do a better job than last year because it wasn't overly successful. Hall to the Habs. You never know. You never know. I can see Taylor Hall maybe doing a short-term cheap contract somewheres. But if you're just joining us, the Rangers have won first overall as well. I noticed there's a few new people popping in the stream here. The Rangers were successful in the draft lottery. They will be drafting first overall. The NHL did not make us wait very long for those results. Trade Tatar back to Detroit. Well, Tatar needs to play better. I don't think he's had a great playoff so far. And they're going to have to decide on him longer term. Then he'll go full circle. Yes. Welcome, Kyle. I'm not sure it was rigged. They did it right before our eyes. I really don't think that's the case, but I know you may not be being serious. Hard to say. I do see a lot of cap tightening teams making some trades. Absolutely. It's going to be tight. And you know what? There's so many teams that fall into that. It's going to make it hard to happen. There's not a ton of teams with cap flexibility. And that is going to be the issue. I'm surprised the NHL did not allow for compliance buyouts with the agreements that were made for the return and everything like that. Does Byfield? Well, maybe. I mean, to a degree. But I just don't think anybody drafting first overall can pass up Lafreniere. I don't see it happen. But you never know. It's been a crazy year. Thoughts on the Pens offseason? Do the Sens make a trade to the draft? I think the Sens are going to be a very active team in the draft anyway. They have a ton of picks, including 3 and 5. They have several second and third rounders, and I think they will be one of the more active teams at the draft. Difficult to say exactly what direction they go in, though. Pens offseason, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some kind of tinkering, and maybe a major one. I don't think Crosby or Malkin's going anywhere, but that team looked very unmotivated. Maybe they go the route of a coaching change before significant player change. I don't know. I mean, Sullivan's had a lot of success there, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Matt Murray move. Yes, good point. The two biggest American markets, you get New York and Los Angeles. That is history right there. I'm sorry for what happened last night. No, well, no need to apologize. I mean, it was just a game. I know I'm not sure exactly what you're apologizing for. I mean, I know you were in the stream and you were helping me out moderate, so I don't think you have anything to apologize for. it's hard to watch a team lose, and I certainly can understand if you were feeling upset or frustrated by any means. It's tough. Hockey is a very emotional sport. Fantastic day to be a Rangers fan. I couldn't agree more. Nick Leddy gets you what type of prospector picks? Not sure they're going to get a first rounder. Well, maybe. I don't know. See, Leddy being moved does make sense for the Islanders to make some space. That's a tough one, though. I'm not sure. Maybe might be able to get it for. It depends on who needs them, I guess, really. You were frustrated. I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. Trust me. I know what it's like. I mean, I know in being a Leafs fan has had its time. I mean, there's lots of reasons to be optimistic, but it's been tough. As soon as you think you're getting ahead, they disappoint you and bring you back down. But still, I still think they have a bright future. There's just too much talent there to not have more success. The Rangers should trade Kakko and Anderson for a center. Well, you know what? And maybe for that case, maybe they have a legitimate reason to consider moving the pick. Maybe they move down to 2 and let LA take Lafreniere and they get by. Like, you never know. It's been a crazy year, man, in the NHL. It's been a crazy year in the world in general and life in general. I would not be shocked to see some more chaotic moves here at the NHL Draft. Craziness. It's utter chaos. Who do you think the Penguins pick at 15? That's a tough one. I mean, there's going to be a lot of good players available. And really, that really depends on what the 14 teams ahead of them really do. I mean, that's tough. I don't know. But now that we have the final draft listings for the first 15, we'll probably do another mock draft updated video here sometime in the near future. Abdullah, want to thank me for my amazing vids. Watch them all. Awesome. You're in Qatar. Awesome. Nice to have people watch you all over parts of the world. That's awesome. I appreciate the kind words. Thank you for your support. I really much appreciate it. Laugh with McDavid. That would have been awesome. Yeah, you never know. Montreal, they're going to have a tough series with Philly, but we'll see what they can do. How much should Crawford get paid? I wouldn't go long term. I'd say 1 year deal, $4 or $5 million. Hawks Habs, Corey versus Carey. That would be interesting. Unlikely, but you never know. Like I said, though, this has been one of the craziest years we've ever had. We have some more people joining the stream. In case you're new or in case you haven't seen the actual event, the New York Rangers have won first overall in the NHL Draft Lottery Phase 2 with the options here to pick first overall and draft Alexis Lafreniere. It's certainly going to be a fun draft once we get there, likely in October. Your chat is cool. Hope the Wings see some improvement. Awesome. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate that. I thought Matt Murray played better than Jerry in the qualifying round against Montreal. But you know what? They put Jerry in when it mattered most, and that tells me where their confidence lies. And Murray's going to want more money, and they just can't afford it. And they got to make some moves, so. Rematch. Oh, you want Calgary versus Montreal. That would be interesting. I'd love to see the Stanley Cup come back to Canada, obviously. Who do you think the Habs will have as a backup next season? That's a tough one. I mean, I can see them maybe giving Caden Primo a chance. Obviously, the young goalie's a terrific prospect, but they might want him to have a solid year in the minors. But, you know, what's minor league hockey going to look like next year? It's a lot of, and, you know, I can see them maybe signing a veteran UFA guy just for 1 year or something. I don't see it being Lindgren, though, if they can help it. Which player can the Oilers acquire as a perfect winger for McDavid? That's, you know, in a lot of ways, they look like they already have. Like, Athanasiou should be able to be that guy, but he just hasn't been able to stick. I mean, Yamamoto's a terrific young winger, but he's playing more so with Leon. I know, Rugged English, I know you follow the Oilers a lot. Who's the perfect winger that the Oilers should look at for McDavid? Detroit would be a great spot for Askarov. They desperately need a goalie. Desperately. So if they can grab him, that would be fantastic. Looks like here we're up to 44 likes in the stream. We'll hang around here for a few more minutes, but it'd be nice to get that up to 50 before we end her off. So I'd appreciate it if you haven't already done so. Like that stream. Let me know your thoughts on the New York Rangers being first overall. As 2 years in a row, they've had terrific luck in the NHL Draft lottery. Rugged English says the Oilers should trade for Gallagher, so that's the answer to who's a great winger for McDavid, eh? Well, he certainly provides that grit and some offensive capabilities. Who does Zach Parise get traded to if moved? I'd say the Islanders, but that's not going to be tough. That's going to be a hard trade to do, but there's a lot of rumors about him going to the Islanders to go back with Lou Lamoriello. And I think they'll try it again, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Expect Askarov and Spencer Knight range. Russian factor. Yeah, absolutely. I agree, Andre. Some teams might shy away, but I don't think if he's there around 9, 10, 11, I can see a lot of teams taking a chance. What kind of return could Letang and Murray bring? Depends. It's going to have to be younger prospects because the main reason for trading them is A, to change things up, but B, to get some cap flexibility. Malkin, no, absolutely, Justin. No, Malkin does not. I'd be shocked if they trade Malkin. Letang, I think, is a maybe. Not going to be easy to do. The blue line's already weak. They need to find a way to move Jack Johnson if they can. He was horrible in the playoffs. Happy no Pens or Edmonton. Absolutely. I think that a lot of people feel that way. A lot of people were really worried a highly offensively gifted team was going to win the Lafreniere Sweepstakes. And that has not happened. The Rangers, though, although the Rangers are pretty solid, though, I must say, but they didn't seem to be getting the hate that the Pens, Leafs, or Oilers were getting. Rangers are very offensive, though. I mean, out of all the other 5 teams besides Pittsburgh, Edmonton, Toronto, the Rangers are probably the team who needed them. Well, Winnipeg, maybe there too, but the Rangers they have so many good young winger prospects. Difficult to say. I don't see the Penguins trading Brian Dumoulin. Dumoulin, I think, is, definitely the most safe defenseman, I think, there. Dumoulin, Marino, Marcus Pettersson. That's half of your 6. I mean, Letang likely doesn't move, but... the Rangers likely do trade Elias Anderson. Hard to say when. But he likely doesn't play there anymore. He's going to play in Sweden this fall. He likely stays there until he's traded. I don't see there being any potential of a reunion like there is with Jesse Puljujarvi in Edmonton. Yes, Winnipeg, absolutely. They're out because of their injuries. I think they would have beat Calgary had they been healthy. Rangers need D. Yes, I did. Aho made D'Angelo look really, really silly. But you know what? They have some great young D. They're more on the offensive side. So they could use a guy or two back there who's a little bit more solid defensively, like, more so than what you get out of a guy like D'Angelo or Fox. So the New York Rangers have won the first overall draft lottery selection here. We're at 49 likes. Can we get one more and make it 50 before we end the stream here? Obviously, we're going to be wrapping things up here momentarily. The Rangers have been revealed as winning first overall. Let's see, a couple more comments. Do you think Puljujarvi can still live up to his potential? Maybe, but I think his potential that we'd see now is certainly not as high as when he was drafted, but I can still see him being a very useful middle 6 winger. Not a guarantee by any means, but I think it is possible. Best goal horns. Ooh, that's a tough question. I don't know. It's a lot of good ones. Do you see a future for the King with the Rangers? No, Abdullah. I think King Henrik moves on. If he's not traded, he'll be bought out. That's my take. Who got first, 9th, 10th? Hockey Fanatic 97. So the Rangers win first overall. That means that Minnesota will pick number 9 and go down from there. So the Rangers are picking first overall. Should Mitch Marner go? I'd be awfully careful with that. He's a pretty solid offensive player, and he's not afraid to block shots. He's not afraid, I don't know. I wouldn't trade Marner. I'd have to be awfully careful. It'd have to be like just a knock your socks off kind of offer. Justin Brown, well, he'd be the type of player that they could use back there, but I'm not sure that he's the exact guy. But Big Buff coming back next year, we don't have any reason to say yes or no on it. I think it's doubtful. I mean, given the fact how long he's been off and hasn't played, I think it's pretty unlikely that Dustin Byfuglien resumes. Oh, look, we just got a bunch more likes here. We're well past 50 now. We're on our way to 60 likes. So thank you very much for everybody who's smashed that like button for me. A few new people have jumped in the stream, which is nice to see. In case you're new here and you didn't see the news yet, the Rangers have won first overall in the right to draft Alexis Lafreniere. That means Minnesota will pick number 9. Columbus Cannon, yeah, that might be a good one. I mean, I've never really thought too much about that, so tough to say. Yes, to 50 likes, absolutely. And if you're new to the channel here and you're joining the stream, feel free to make sure you subscribe as well, because we're going to be doing lots more streaming, and there's certainly going to be lots of regular videos still at the same time. We post every single day to keep you up to date with all the happenings in the news in the NHL. So as Rugged English pointed out a little earlier, the 2 biggest U.S. markets are going to be going 1-2 in the draft, which is somewhat historic. You get the New York Rangers going number 1, and you get the Los Angeles Kings from the West Coast going number 2. Obviously, the Sens have picks 3 and 5, but Detroit in the middle at number 4. So it's certainly going to be very, very interesting 2020 NHL draft for sure. Do the Wild still get the Penguins pick? I have to check the conditions, but I believe so. I have to check the conditions on that, though, before I confirm that. Take 2 number 9s. Do you think Cole Perfetti could fall to 15? No. I doubt it. I'll be shocked if Perfetti goes out low. Yes, I agree. Montreal-Philly will be a very interesting series. I think we're going to have a lot of good ones. Very interesting to see how the young Canucks do with the defending champion St. Louis Blues as well. Abdullah, thank you very much for the really kind words. Obviously, I don't know what time it is where you are, but if you said you're going to hit the bed, there you go, almost 2 a.m. Awesome. Well, right where I am, it's almost 8 o'clock at night. It's 7:50 p.m. Atlantic time. Of course, Eastern time is 1 hour behind me, so that is a big difference. So thank you for joining us. I greatly appreciate it and appreciate all your support. You said you watch pretty well every day, so that's awesome to hear from your part of the world. I'd like to see some more hockey fans from all over join the channel, so that's fantastic news. Shane Wright, 2022. Yes, he is a terrific-looking prospect as well. Do you watch other hockey channels? Of course I do. I try. I don't have as much time as I used to. Obviously, the more my channel grows and the more content I'm making and trying to, this is not my full life, obviously. I do have a regular job on top of that and the family and all that, so I do my best to watch other channels, but some of them are hard to keep up with. But I've gotten to know quite a few other hockey YouTubers. A lot of us have really made an effort to take time to work together on some collaborations and to take some time to chat and get to know each other. So many of them I can consider to be not only people that I watch, but people that I would call a friend as well. There's quite a few of them that I've gotten to know. Let's see, who else here? Rangers, lottery ball was rigged. I don't know. Didn't look that way to me, Jason. Sorry. Crazier things have happened. Perfetti, well, hey, it's 2020. Everything's crazy, right? Would you trade the 3rd and 5th pick for 1st? Probably not. Probably not. I'd have to get the 1st and more. As much as I love Lafreniere and Ottawa would be a great place for him, you're going to get 2 players. They might not be his quality, but you're not that far down to get 2 guys. I think it'd be a little crazy. You'd have to get more. But I don't think the Rangers would do that. So, do you think Pittsburgh will win another Stanley Cup? I wouldn't rule it out. Those guys know how to win if they can get their act together and make a few minor changes that get things tweaked. As long as Crosby and Malkin are there, you can't count them out. The Rangers should call Ottawa for 3-5 with Shabbat. I think that's a little much. I don't think Ottawa would do that. Johnny Gaudreau, well, and a lot of that I think Phil is going to depend on how the Flames do here in the playoffs. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Flames do make some changes, but they may be willing to let things ride another year depending on
how everything goes so far. I mean, obviously right now they beat Winnipeg, so we'll see. This is New York's first overall pick since prior. Yes, that is a good point. Excellent point. Wonderful Talon will land. Good. Hey, Lee, thanks for joining us. Not sure. Dale Talon has officially, I know we talked about it a couple days ago, it's likely happening. It is official in case you didn't see the news earlier. Dale Talon has officially been released by the Panthers. Apparently his contract was up, which was something I wasn't aware of a few days ago, and they've decided not to renew it, and they are parting ways mutually is what they're saying, but basically he was fired. Wallstrom and Tays for Ehlers or line. Maybe. So the New York Rangers have won first overall. In case you're new here to the stream, we just hit 60 likes, so thank you very much for everybody who's taking the time to join us, taking the time to hit like button on the stream. I greatly appreciate it. If you're new, hit that subscribe button as well. Stick around. There will be another video coming out later this evening, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be all my playoff predictions and a bracket challenge, and we do have a bracket league on the NHL site created for the channel here for the community to have some fun together through the playoffs. Yes, Dale Talon has been released from his duties as general manager of the Florida Panthers, and they are planning to do a search for the next GM, so it's not quite clear on exactly who's going to be replacing him at this point in time. Do you think the Penguins will sign an elite goalie? No, I do not. I think either Murray or Jerry gets signed, the other one gets moved, and they go from there. I think it's more likely that Murray gets traded just because of Jerry being cheaper, but also being really good too. No problem, Phil. Kyle, whoever thinks Vancouver will win the cup needs to lay off. Well, you know what, though? It's nice to see them succeed, and I do think that they have a chance to do some damage, but they're going to be having a real tough opponent in defending champion St. Louis Blues. Toronto needs a guy like Hoffman. Well, I don't know about that. They have some snipers. They have the guys who can put the puck in the net. They just need some better defenders. And I'm not sure what Keefe was doing putting Nylander at center. That to me, he's a better winger. I know he's okay center, but they made too many lineup changes. After an epic comeback, I was surprised he made as many changes as he did. I was really surprised. Colorado looks elite. Yes, they do. And when you see my bracket unveiling, you're going to see just how much I agree. Do you think someone will still hire Babcock? At some point. I don't think it's going to be right away, but I do see Babcock likely getting another opportunity here. Devils have 2 first-round picks from other. Yes, they have 3 overall. So Ottawa and New Jersey both have 3 first-rounders. I wouldn't be surprised to see them be active. I mean, in Ottawa's case, they have several second- and third-round picks too. Nashville's a bit of a mess. Yes, I agree. They made some big signings, and things are not working out. Devils have the pick from the Canucks, and yes, that's correct. They do. Buffalo. They can have, I don't know. I think they're happy with Kruger. For now. Rob, what time is it that who I want to pick as my Stanley Cup final this year? I might go with Lightning Vegas. That is a possibility, Rob. Wouldn't be surprised. Vegas had a terrific showing. Tampa, I don't know. If Tampa needs to stay healthy, though. Yes, the Rangers also have Carolina's pick. That was very interesting in the series to see who was going in the lottery and who wasn't. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've been streaming here for just a few seconds shy of 1 hour. We're well past the revelation here of the first overall selection, so I think we're going to end the stream here. We have now, we're up to 64 likes, so thank you very much for everybody who's taken the time to enter and join the conversation, join the reaction, like the stream, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate everybody here, but we are going to be signing off for the evening. As I mentioned before, look forward to my video coming out a little later tonight for my NHL playoff predictions. With the NHL Bracket Challenge. Until then, we will certainly be doing a stream sometime. I don't know when yet, but sometime probably this week. We'll have another one. I'll have to look at the game schedule and figure out what works. And we'll go from there. So everybody have a good evening. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I hope you're enjoying the NHL playoffs here so far. Be safe, be well, and I'll catch you all